morning, my name is David Gaskell, President of Nuprodx. First of all, we're located here in Livermore, California, which is part of the Bay Area, about 40 miles outside the Silicon Valley. We have a 28,000 square foot suite here that we're leasing. About 21,000 is used for manufacturing assembly and the rest is office space. Come on inside, I'll give you a tour. This is our front lobby area here. It's a big open space. What's nice about it is we have space for our sales units for our sales reps to go out and deliver to our dealers and some of the end customers as well as their VA clients, as well as space for their demo units. Come on inside, I'll give you the rest of the tour. I'd like to give you a quick overview of sort of Nuprodx and the total timeline. The founder of the company, named Bruce Hammer, who was a #2 ranked professional motorcycle racer back in 1982, unfortunately, while racing a national championship race, he broke his neck, resulting in him being quadriplegic. Unfortunately, there was no commercially available products for him. He wanted to maintain his independence, so he went out independently, started developing products, attended a trade show at the Anaheim Billy's Expo, had CAD drawings of what he was thinking about doing, posted them, had customers coming up and say, we want to buy those products. Unfortunately, he didn't have them available, but he basically verified there was market potential for the types of shower and commode products that he was looking at. Refocused his mission in life to improve the lives of millions of people worldwide. He founded the company back in 1998. I met Bruce in 2006 through a friend of mine in my MBA program. Bruce was looking for help writing a business plan to go out and try and raise some funds to build the company. I met with Bruce over lunch and said, you know what, Bruce, this is a phenomenal idea. Instead of just helping you write a business plan, I'd like to help partner with you and help drive this business. So I joined Bruce in 2006, worked together. We got our patent for our utility patent for our tub slider system back in 2010. As of today, we're doing real well in the complex rehab for the long-term disability market. Leading provider of commode shower chairs as well as tub slider systems. Again, we're the #1 provider of tub slider systems in the industry. Moving forward, we still see a lot of potential in the complex rehab market. However, the big unknown, or not big unknown, is the big market is the senior market. We need to figure out how to go after this huge growing senior population. People want to stay at home. Aging in place is key these days, so we're trying to figure out how to address that big market. All right, this is where our production really starts. We have a production board right here. We have a series of whether it's our custom work orders, our production work orders, and the completed work orders. The way this process works, we take our engineering drawings, they become our Kanban cards, basically our travelers that go with the parts. So what we've done now, since we do manufacturing in-house, our assembly folks, when they're building parts and so forth, building sub-assemblies, and their bin levels get to a certain min level, it's their trigger to actually take the Kanban card and put it over here in production. For example, we've got this arm tube part where we've got an assembly Kanban number of 100 units. So basically when we hit 100 pieces down on this side, or over the assembly side, it's their trigger to turn this part into production, and the production run is going to be 200 plus pieces. They basically state the date when it was turned in and then the due date. So very simple process, but very effective. Okay, so we have incoming material on a daily basis. We utilize local distributors for our aluminum products. We have some custom extrusions that we buy as well. And what happens is we have about typically 1 to 2 day lead time for material, so it's nice that we don't have to carry a large quantity of materials. The way the process works is that material comes in, we have the jobs associated with the material is cut to length for that particular job, and then it's moved out to the different machines where the parts are going to be run. Show you over here, I've got 2 large lathes which are real nice. We've got bar feeders for lathes, which is a great process in that we can load up actually this lathe here with 12-foot lengths of leg material, load it up, get it set up, and it can run by itself 12 hours straight. So we do a lot of lights out manufacturing. We run this after hours, fully unattended, but it runs on its own. It's got a rear extraction system where the end parts come out the other end here. This lathe right here, we'll walk over here. Again, it's a real automated system. For example, we're running this particular round turn part. We've got it loaded up in a smaller bar feeder with probably 10 to 15 pieces. And this unit can run, again, 12 hours straight or so by itself, fully unattended, fully automated, and so great system. Our real workhorse here at the shop is our horizontal mill. We start out a lot of our basic building block for our chairs is our corner pieces. And we basically buy this, or we do buy this extruded profile. It's our own profile. We've got several different profiles, cut to width and so forth. We basically fixture the parts on called a tombstone. And what's great about the horizontal is with a horizontal mill, as opposed to running your spindle in the vertical direction, you turn up sideways, you're running in a horizontal position, the gravity really becomes your friend. Basically, you can run on the horizontal mill about 2 times faster than the vertical. Secondly, you've got 2 different chambers. One wall, 2 blocks loading up parts on this tombstone. We've got another tombstone on the other side there that's actually running. The only downtime is when it's transitioning from one phase to the other phase. So very, very efficient machine. Great machine for high volume production. So after we machine the parts, they come out sort of with a nice uniform finish. It looks, obviously like aluminum. However, it does have some little rough edges and things like that. The way to address that is we actually tumble the parts. As you can see, you can hear the machine in the background. It's basically a vibrating machine that has media in there that basically breaks down all the sharp edges and creates a nice uniform finish. So after we do the tumbling, have a nice finished part like this, we send it out for what's called an anodized process, where we send it out to a facility that creates a nice electroplating surface finish on it. Nice uniform coated finish on there that provides additional resistance to corrosion, things like that. Yeah, we have a whole row of vertical mills that we invested in about a year ago. Doing real well, great workhorses here in the shop. Another vertical mill, and then we've got a couple more lathes down here at the end. Yeah, one of the most valuable pieces of equipment we have here in our shop is our tube bender. Let me first introduce you to Randy Lambert. Randy is my production manager out here. He manages the whole crew, as well as helps to run the equipment and so forth. So, Randy, if you look at the quick little tour, I did want to show one thing first. It's something that we do that's very unique, and I'm not sure if anyone else does it, is we actually pre-machine all the features in our tubes before we bend the parts. This is done on our automated lathe. So, for example, we've got 12-foot lengths that are run 12 hours straight, fully automated. All the features come out, parts are delivered over here to the tube bender, and then Randy sets up the program to run the parts. He has a certain fixture that helps index the positioning of the tube so they're oriented in the correct direction prior to bending. So I'm going to go ahead and let Randy show you a quick demo of bending one of these tubes going from a straight tube to a bent back post.
Okay, so when you come over to run the tubes after they've been machined on the lathe and they're set up, you're going to index it. I have made some custom tools that align it off of certain hole fixtures that we have per part. You're going to lock it in the machine, and you're going to set it up to run. And it will run through its cycle and bend the tubes once I programmed it. I've slowed down this automation just to give you an idea, but I run it fairly fast. I can produce roughly a couple hundred tubes in about 45 minutes. Before and after, you can tell the difference. We just figure out what the customer needs, spacing wise and angles, and we can do custom stuff pretty much within the day to 2 days apart.
Welcome to our assembly facility. We have a full on assembly shop here. We've got 2 assembly lines. We've got racks for different materials. We've got our cushion inventory here. We've got some of our different raw material inventory here that's gone out and been machined in our machine shop and then gone out for electroplating. I was talking about earlier how about the nice uniform finish that they have on there. So it comes out looking real good. Let me walk you down here and I'll show you the two different lines we've got. We've got several different sub-assembly stations here. Charlotte's putting together some arms for us. A station where they're doing headrests, for example, right now, and different sub-assembly parts. So what we have is basically the sub-assembly stations are building parts, building up to assembly levels, and then feeding the production line to build out full-on units. DM over here is putting together frame units, for example. So he's got the frame pieces all laid out, and now he's just going to screw the parts together. So go ahead, DM. So from a cost perspective and from a time perspective, screwing these frames together versus a welding process, it's night and day. This is so much faster, so much less expensive, and even structurally it's stronger than welding the parts together. So DM can knock out a whole bunch of frames very, very quickly. So it's a great fundamental building block. If we have situations where we need to build a custom width chair, obviously it's real quick. You have a different length frame tube that goes in there, and then we can do the custom cushion that goes along with it. So we design our products to be very, very modular, very simple to do customization on as well. And what's unique about the complex rehab industry is not all folks are alike, not all bodies are the same. So customization is a huge differentiator for us. All right, we have two main production lines. One is that we sort of dedicate to our tilt and space systems. So we've got Lane and Miguel here working away, building out our tilt and space system. So let me show you what we got. Okay, so on our tilt line, basically they build up the tilt and space systems. They build them up to full top level assembly level. For example, here we have a 6200 tilt system that's a 20 by 20 frame. It's got the dark blue upholstery. What they'll do, again, it's built up to full top level assembly. They'll functionally test it as a quality control standpoint, make sure the tilt and space works. They'll make sure that it slides correctly, doesn't bind, things like that. It slides nicely. It comes back. And once they've verified that it functions correctly, they've got all the different components on the work order, which is essentially the invoice, the sales order that they received. Next, they would take a serial number, they'll serialize it with a sticker, and they take a picture which is stored in our database. All right, I'd like to introduce everyone to Richard Heggie. Richard is my assembly manager here at Nuprodx. Richard has vast experience. Prior to working at Nuprodx, he was worked at Quickie Wheelchairs, managing their power wheelchair line for 13 years. After that, he worked at NSM as their lead technician for many years. Has vast experience with the complex rehab products, including he's done easy stand products as well, so very familiar with your products if it ever makes sense to start doing assembly work for easy stand here in California. But Rich has done he's a phenomenal leader at the company here, great asset, really appreciate his contributions. So, well, thank you, Dave. All right,
I appreciate that.
All right, our assembly crew gets here bright and early in the morning. They're here at 5 o'clock in the morning and cranking away all day with the goal to get as many units assembled, boxed out, and on pallets to be picked up by UPS ground service each afternoon at about 2:30. Again, one of the real unique things about our product line is all our chairs are able to be disassembled and packed into standard box units, which is a very, very big competitive advantage, even if our largest tilt systems fit into a square 28 by 28 by 28 box. So huge competitive advantage. So overall, yeah, these folks are cranking away, trying to get as much as they can packed out before the end of the day and UPS pickup. All right, about a year and a half ago, we made an investment to build a mock bathroom studio that was utilized for creating marketing assets such as our brochures, videos, and so on and so forth. We essentially showed the three different scenarios where you've got a bathtub, a step-in shower stall, and then a barrier-free bathroom as well. This is a great show for dealers, customers. When we have customer service questions, we can actually mock up different bathroom scenarios. Kristlyn, my customer service manager, she comes out here, she'll take pictures and so forth, work with the customers just to verify that all the units are going to fit properly. But just real fundamentally how our products work, you wheel the roll-in section up next to the user's bed, you flip up the arm, assist with a lateral transfer in the chair as opposed to lifting the person's full body weight and then setting them in the chair. We're using a Hoyer lift, so doing a lateral transfer, relatively easy to do. Once they're in the chair, you can utilize this as an indoor wheelchair, go around the house, you may have your morning breakfast, things like that. Once you're done with that, go straight over the commode, For toileting, the big benefit here, again, is that you're not lifting the person off their wheelchair on the commode and then back off again. What's really unique about our products, they come off the commode for showering, or for bathing rather. Wheel up next to the existing bathtub without remodeling your bathtub. Put in what's called our connector bridge, which is key to our patent. Drop the bridge in place, lock in place, release the shuttle system, and slide the person across into the bathtub. Once they're in the bathtub, you can actually remove the connector bridge. And if they're independent, close the shower curtain, give them some independence. Or if they need some bathing assistance, you can move the unit out of the way and help with the bathing. The second unique scenario is if you have a step-in shower that has a very narrow entryway. Obviously, a person couldn't come in sideways because there's not enough room between these two glass doors. So the only way to enter a shower stall like this is to come in backwards, and that's where our RS system, reverse slider system, is a great solution. Similar to the regular roll-in section, we've got a bridge connector here that connects the shower stall piece with the roll-in piece, or roll-in section. So again, wheel up next to bed, do lateral transfer, wheel around the house, over the commode for toileting, and up next to an existing shower stall, again without having to remodel. Put the bridge in place, slide the user back. Once they're in the shower stall, you can remove the bridge, rotate the user to face the shower head. So a real unique system there. Reverse process coming out, wheeling back to the front here, put in the connector bridge, lock in place, and then you can slide them straight out. So great solution for step-in showers. And the third scenario, typically the most expensive solution for homeowners, is to remodel their bathroom with a barrier-free bathroom. And we do provide solutions for that. We've got our whole roll-in line. Self-propel line, obviously you need the big wheels to be able to self-propel. But this is our 4020 RX, which is unique about this system, is that with the wheels up front, you can actually have a narrow width for the chair. When you're going over a commode, you need to have the offsets in the back to make it wider. If you put the wheels up front, you don't need the offsets because the toilet bowl shape it's not the widest point at that point. So again, we've got a full line of roll-in shower chairs as well, self-propelled for independent users.